Hello, my name is Calvin Dirks. I'm the owner-operator of CCS Climate Control Systems, and today we are going to do the install of the Ecohome by SmartCool. So installing the Ecohome is a very simple installation, much like a thermostat, same tools, very easy, and low voltage side, no concerns, simple to do. Depending on customer preference, the Ecohome can be installed in one of three locations. One would be near the existing thermostat, which we have right here. And by the way, the Ecohome will work with new technology and sophisticated thermostats and programmable thermostats, and it also works with very, very basic old style switching thermostats. Doesn't matter, does the same performance on both. So we're at the furnace with the Ecohome, and we're going to be installing right here on the duct. We've chosen this to be our location when considering all the other options. I like this personally because we have the intersection of the wires coming from the thermostat to the air handler, and then from the air handler to the outdoor unit where the compressor is. So this to me would be the optimal intersection place to install the Ecohome. So we'll start out by removing the bottom cover with the glands, and we will expose the two terminal strips that operate the SmartCool. Two in the middle are for power, and the four terminals on the outside are what actually do the switching and do the control for the compressor. When installing the SmartCool, it comes with a bracket cleverly labeled this way up. We're going to install the bracket first. The SmartCool Ecohome will then clip into this bracket, and we're going to do that now. So have your bracket in your location determined, and we're going to screw that on and get that going right now. Next, we grab the Ecohome and install it on the bracket that we just installed, pushing up and locking it in. Next, we'll remove the plug for the power. The bottom of the plug calls for 24 volts AC, so that's what we're going to provide. What I brought with me today is some simple 18 gauge multi-strand 4-conductor control wire that we're going to be using to wire in our Ecohome. We're going to strip our wire back. For this one, we're going to pick 2 conductors, and we're going to pick black and white, and we will install that into our terminal strip. Okay, so we have our wires installed good and tight. Just do a little check. We're going to bend those wires back, stick our plug right up inside our Ecohome, and then the rest of this wire is going to be fed through one of the glands in the bottom of our bottom holding bracket. And that's just going to screw back together just like that. This time we'll also grab a wire and feed it through for our control of our thermostat. And of course, just making sure that when we open our cutter jacket that we're not going to nick any of the insulation on the conductors, and we're looking good there. So we're going to go ahead and feed this through. And we have our 4 wires for our next phase. So coming to the furnace now, we're going to have to open up the panel and take a look inside and see where we're going to connect in. The furnace has allowed us a nice access point here to do this installation. The terminals that we're going to be using will be on the circuit board in the furnace, and we will be connecting to R, and we'll be connecting to C to run the power to the Ecohome. This is a fused circuit, so we're safe for operation on that. We have disconnected the power to the furnace. We have switched it off, so we are working in a non-powered environment right now for safety. Again, we're going to grab our white and our black. Our white is common, our black is line. Next we're going to put crimp ends on our wires. Okay, good solid connection there. And then we're going to get in and open up our terminal blocks here. So our white wire is going to connect up to the C terminal. Pretty standard. Common goes into the C terminal. There we go. And then our black is going to go into our red, R terminal. Okay, so we're finished powering our Ecohome. Next we're going to move to our switching section, our switching terminal board. And pulling it out, we'll see that there are 4 terminals and they are labeled in, NO, NC, and common. If you look closely, that's what you'll see on these 4 terminals. We are going to be using the in and the normally closed and the common. So that's what we're going to be connecting to. Do that right now. I'm not going to use the black, so we're just going to cut it off. We need 3 wires. So the easiest one for us to install is the common. So that's just the common power source, and we're going to connect the white to the common. This will keep our unit energized between cycles. When it cycles off, we still need to have a common voltage when the switch is open in savings mode. So we do that by maintaining common voltage source. Low voltage again, 24 volts. And now we're going to have a signal coming in and leaving. So what we're going to do is we'll take red to come in, and we'll have green on our normally closed switch. And what this does is no matter what happens, the Ecohome goes without power, it always remains, the switch always remains normally closed, so our air conditioner runs in a normal operation mode, unaffected by the Ecohome. So we're always going to leave the normally closed connected in. So we're going to take that, connect it in, flip it backwards, connect the plug, snap it in, tighten up our wire a little bit, and drive our screws. Next we're going to take our Ecohome control wire next to our power wire. We're going to feed it through into the furnace. Strip our wire down, and we're going to get ready to install this now. And we're looking good. So black wire gets going on this one. And we're left with our white, our green, and our red. So strip the ends. So the white is going to go to common. That's very simple. Where this gets a little bit more complex is we are going to be interrupting the signal either going to the compressor or from the thermostat. We're going to pick the thermostat here. So we'll be interrupting the Y signal with the red and the green. The red is the wire coming in and the green is the wire going out. Okay, so the next step we need to take is to determine which wire is our thermostat wire and which wire is our condensing unit outside, control wire for the condensing unit outside. We have in this application 3 wires. Two are pairs that are joined together, and then we have one group of about 7 wires that's all grouped together as well. So the outdoor unit that we have is this group of 7 wires. So we're not going to interrupt that one. We're going to leave that aside. So we're going to go back to our 2 pairs of wires, and one of these wires is actually on our Y terminal here. So we are going to, by determining the outdoor unit, or the thermostat, pardon me, we're going to interrupt that wire, take it off our thermostat Y connection, and we are going to grab a wire nut and connect that wire to our red wire, which was our in for our Ecohome. So connect that together, and our out wire, or normally closed, is our green, and we're going to hook that back into where the wire was, Y1 wire from the thermostat was previously located. And that completes the wiring installation of the Ecohome. Okay, a summary of what we just did. We connected our control wires to the Ecohome. Our black and our white went through our 1 conduit group here, and that was our 24 volts to power the Ecohome. And then we had our switching wires, which was the red coming in from our command from the thermostat for cooling, Y1, and then it came out, and that carried on to our board on the green. And then we had our common wire, which is just going to keep us energized in the off cycle when it's saving. So that's at the Ecohome. On the other end of our wires, we had our 2 power wires that were connected to this Ecohome to keep it powered on common and R. So the common was white and the R was the black wire. It gives us our 24 volts, our fused 24 volts to power the Ecohome. And then our switching with the Ecohome was done on our white wire, our red wire, and our green wire. White wire was common, again connected to the same terminal as the Ecohome on the common. Our red wire was connected to our incoming signal from our thermostat, and the green wire was connected back to the board that we interrupted from the thermostat, just going back to the board on the Y terminal. All right, so we're back and we're looking at our Ecohome installation decal, and this gives us the instructions on how to use the Ecohome enter button and LCD display. We're going to push the button 1 time to get to our run hours, and do that now. And this unit has been running for 219 hours. According to the decal, we go 1 more time for the save hours, and this indicates 100 hours of savings on this unit. So this unit has been running over 200 hours, and in this case 108 of them have been in the save mode. Moving past that, we go to bypass, and we have 96 hours that are on bypass here, and that is indicator that the thermostat did not get to the set point within 5 or 6 cycles, so it locks it out and it does not go into savings until it gets to temperature. So we just finished our Ecohome install, and what do we do after this point? Really nothing at all. There's no configuration to do. It just keeps churning away those savings, and it works in the background. It has an artificial intelligence that starts to learn the cycling rate of the compressor and it just does its thing, and it starts calculating those savings and those hours, and that's all we need to do, nothing more than that.